talk about availability for a minute. Making my own schedule and priorities secondary to the wishes of those I serve. Availability is an indicator of something that is actually more important. And the thing that is more important is what is necessary in order for you to develop the character quality of availability. And a lot of character qualities are like that. A lot of character qualities are only possible if your motivations are in the right place, because they are decisions that you make. Character is a habit of making a consistent decision under certain circumstances, okay? And we develop character by continuously making that same type of decision. In the little things, bigger things, you can't expect to make the right decision in a huge issue if you have consistently made the wrong decision in small things, okay? And that's something that is consistent in philosophy. You read all kinds of different people. Trusted in little things is how you get to be trusted in big things. Well, the same thing is true about your character and about your decisions. So we develop character by making consistent decisions, but our decisions are very heavily influenced by our motivation, by where our heart is, if I can use that term. So what is the motivation behind availability? Well, it's the willingness to put me second to someone else. It's the belief that other people are as important as I am. Now, I don't know about you, but I find it very easy to make my needs important. Anybody else with me on that one? The things that I want are very important to me. And they're very forward. I mean, they're always right in front of me. I know exactly what I want out of life, what I want out of today. I know what I want for lunch, right? I don't have any problem with my wants. It's a little more difficult for me to know what Bob wants and needs, and it's even more difficult for me to be willing to meet his needs, especially if his needs don't coincide with mine. That means I have to sacrifice. What if I have to eat something I don't want to eat for lunch so Bob can have what he wants to have for lunch? Well, that's no fun. But if I care about Bob, and if I believe that he is at least as valuable as I am, I'm not asking you to make everybody in the world more important than you, but he is as valuable as I am, then that puts me in a position where I can choose his needs and desires over my own. If that isn't true, then I really can't do this with any consistency at all, because I'm going to run into a lot of situations where I just don't want to do what somebody else needs done. I don't want to be what somebody else needs me to be. And if I don't want it, what motivation do I have? And the motivation comes from actually believing that other people are as important as we are. I would hope that we are all at some level friends here at Kimray. I know that not everybody spends time with everybody, and not everybody necessarily gets along with everybody, but I get the sense that we are a very friendly place to work. I would hope that at some level we actually feel like that there's a family element here. In some cases, you all are family. Got a lot of relatives working at Kimray. But I would hope that we care about each other enough that we would actually want the other person, that we would want to consider the other person's needs and necessities. And if you need to turn it around, because we've talked about that sometimes with character qualities, it helps if we find out kind of what's in it for me. I know that kind of sounds self-serving, but that's how you're wired. Don't you want other people to value you as much as they value themselves? Isn't that the world you would like to live in? And if that's the case, you have to do it too. It doesn't work for you to demand of other people what you're unwilling to give them. It doesn't work to ask to be treated in a way that you're not willing to treat other people. So the first step is for us to treat other people as equals, as important, and then we can expect the same respect from them. And that puts us in a great place. It puts us in a place where, I don't know, y'all have kids. I try to do this with my kids and try to teach this to my kids. And the first complaint you get was, well, if I always do what he wants to do, I'm never going to get to do what I want to do. right? The fact of the matter is if we really do this and we all do this, we end up tripping over each other to make the other person happy. And in the case of our customers, that's certainly what we want to do, right? As a company, we want our customers' needs to be more important than our needs. We want each other. Guess what? Everybody at Kimray has a customer in Kimray, right? Whatever you're doing is going downstream. So somebody next in line receives what you do. All the way from the person who orders our raw materials, plans that, all the way down through moving that material around and machining that material and moving those parts around and finishing those parts and putting those parts in inventory and pulling those parts out of inventory and assembling the valves and testing, boxing and shipping and all the other processes that go on. Everybody's got a customer. For the ultimate customer at the end of the line to get what they want, to have their needs met, for our company to be available to them, everybody in line has to be available to the customer that's next to them. So this will not only make us successful here at Kimray, but it'll also make us successful in our personal lives.